Hello, I'm Delusion Dispeller. Today we're reading From the Language of Letting Go, copyright 1990 by Melody Beatty. And this is word power. I know I'm controlling, but so is my husband, possibly more controlling than I am. Each time I set out to leave him, each time I started to walk away, he knew exactly what to say to pull me back in, and he knew I'd respond. He knew how to say exactly what I needed to hear to keep me where he wanted me. He knew what he was doing, and he knew what I would do. I know because after we began recovering, he told me so. That's from Anonymous. Some of us are so vulnerable to words. A well-timed I love you, a chosen moment for I'm sorry, an excuse delivered in the right tone of voice, a pat on the head, a dozen roses, a kiss, a greeting card, a few words that promise love that has yet to be delivered can spin us into denial. Sometimes it can keep us denying that we're being lied to, mistreated, or abused. There are those who deliberately set out to sway us, to control and manipulate us through cheap talk. They know, they fully understand our vulnerability to a few well-timed words. Break through your naivete. They know what they're doing. They understand their impact on us. We do not have to give such power to words, even though the words may be just what we want and need to hear, even though they sound so good, even though the words seem to stop the pain. Sooner or later, we will come to realize that if behavior doesn't match a person's words, we are allowing ourselves to be controlled, manipulated, deceived. Sooner or later, we will come to realize that talk is cheap, unless the person's behavior matches it. We can come to demand congruency in the behavior and the words of those around us. We can learn to not be manipulated or swayed by cheap talk. We cannot control what others do, but we can choose our own behaviors and our own course of action. We do not have to let cheap, well-timed talk control us, even if the words we hear are exactly what we want to hear to stop our pain. Today I will let go of my vulnerability to words. God, help me trust myself to know the truth, even when I am being deceived. Help me cherish those relationships where there is congruity. Help me believe I deserve congruity and truth in the behavior and the words of those I care about. I'm just going to say very quickly what congruity means. Another word for this in my book is integrity. Something where you say what you're going to do and you follow through and do it. If you're in relationships where people are making empty promises and not fulfilling them, then you really need to give a second look at that relationship. Don't wait. Start today. Start examining the behaviors. Make sure you're keeping track of behaviors. Take notes. Use recordings if you need to. Whatever you need to do. Because at some point, these things may come to a court situation or just a situation where you want to make sure you know you heard what you heard. And you won't remember it after the fact, most likely, because of trauma. Anyway, look for those congruous relationships, those relationships where people make a promise and they follow through. People tell you something and it is the case, and you don't find inconsistencies in between what they say and what they do and what you find out. So I hope that helped somebody today. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you on the next Letting Go in 2019.